How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious, coming to you with a guide on the Star-Crossed Romance Event Dungeon Challenge Boss Nightmare difficulty, the big Dong himself, Dong Zhuo, and I'm bringing you the most free-to-play team I could come up with. I think it's quite free-to-play. Basically, we have one legendary Volka, who is completely free. You all get her, sometimes as fast as 19 days. She's totally free. Valkyra is, I'm pretty sure, a common bucket legendary. She's quite accessible. Regardless, you can get her from Ancients, and you can get her from normal summons and from Divines. And then Wukong, obviously very good, but my Wukong is A0, and anybody that's been playing over a month and a half should have Wukong, absolutely. At the end of this video, this is the most important part of this video, okay? At the end of this video, I'm going to give you alternatives for every single one of these heroes. So if you want to know, well, Fastidious, I don't have those heroes, stay to the end or skip to the end, whatever you need to do. I will give you everything you need to know for anyone that you might have in place of these guys that you can substitute. Also, I'm using quite good gear. I've got a very good account. We're on my main account. You can get away with way less gear if you bring in an Arrogance or a Magda or an Ardia or a Constance or a Diao Chan. Like the list goes on and on and on. All the amazing substitutions. So you bring in Elowen. If I had Elowen, this would be 100 times easier. I do have her, but I chose not to use her because I'm torturing myself. We got 135k or so. I will show you how to do it. It is pretty hard with these epics and only these two legendaries plus Volka, but I'm going to tell you, wait till the end of the video. I'm going to show you the gearing quickly, but then I'm going to give you the alternatives you need so you can get this, because the increase in rewards for getting the top score on Nightmare is so significant compared to normal and hard. Even just getting the second highest score, which I think a lot of people can get. I think getting 100k, you're still going to need to have a very good account, but getting that 60k, this guide will help you get there. Without further ado, let's get into it. I really, really hope I get this on my first try. Like I said, after the run, I will quickly show you the gear and artifacts, and then I'm going to give you alternatives and replacements for all of these guys, okay? 3, 2, 1, let's hop in. I'm going to do a lot of yapping, but there's a lot to explain. Like I said, I'll show everything else at the end. Let's hop in. First thing first, your main DPS whatever guy, he's going to go right here. For us, that's going to be Wukong, and then immediately replacing Dolores. You'll see Dolores is an Invigoration, and on top of that, she already has almost full ult, almost full rage, and that is because, you might have saw the little horn appear above her head, she's wearing a Tumultuous Horn artifact, which is pretty huge. It allows her to insta-ult. She loses some attack, but it makes it way faster for us to burst down these two starter boss phases, the one at the beginning here and the one in the middle, so when we can reach the one at the end faster. And that's when you put up your real points. So you want to be able to have as much time as possible for that last third boss phase. This enables it. Let's actually start over now that I explained it, so I can do it perfectly. We're going to get Wukong right here. Let's get Wukong, and then we'll do Dolores. Behind Wukong can go Estrid. She'll do some defense break and AoE. Then we'll get Deimos, and then we need a healer. So we're going to bring Vortex for some healing and some shields. You see, Dolores is basically instantly ready. Let's go. And then as long as the defense break is up, which it is, that's coming from Estrid, as soon as Wukong is ready, we use him. Now we're going to place Wrath over here. Wrath is in a Lunacy Visor, and he's A5, so he can heal himself. He's in a good build, but you'll see how easily he kills this. A far worse build would work. We're going to have Wrath taking down this turret ballista guy over here. And you can see, typically, before I started using Dolores and the Tumultuous Horn strategy, I would finish this first phase of the boss when he comes down with like 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. We're going to finish with about 8 minutes, maybe 8 minutes, 1 or 2 seconds. And that makes a huge difference. So there you go. 8 minutes, 1 second. We'll definitely take that. As soon as Wrath gets that kill, let's pick him up. Now we're going to place Volka right here. We can already pick up Dolores, and in a second we're going to place Hollow. She's good for rage, and then we just need more healing. She's going to go there. I have to put her back one because I need Dolores here to make sure she gets Estrid, Deimos, and Wukong in range. We can ult with Wukong, we can ult with Estrid, and that should clean this all up. Even though we haven't placed our final fighter here, Estrid will reach over and get those kills. At the beginning of the fight, things aren't that hard because he hasn't put out those red eyes. You might not know what I'm talking about, but you're about to see them everywhere. It's these mist eyes, and it makes it so your allies randomly, it's random where they go. You can't control it. Your allies, here you go, the Mist of Madness. Your allies can only hit if there's someone, or only trigger any active ability if there's someone right in front of them. Very, 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 very annoying. Let's ult there with Hollow. You're going to see we got an extra deployable, but we're not going to be using We're not going to be using Isolde here for a second or anything. We are going to ult with these two AoE guys. But we're going to sit on Wrath, and I've got a special thing with Wrath that we have to do. Let's ult with Wukong. We're looking okay. Wukong's taking some damage, but he should just make it. We want to save the shields and the big heals from Vortex for the next wave, because that's when Wukong has died for me historically. Okay, there we go. This guy coming down here, he snakes down like this. This is the third wave now. Valkyra would be able to kill him, but it takes her freaking forever. And that's time we lose that we want at the end of the battle when we're unloading all our damage that actually leads to this score going up and getting towards 100k or over 100k. So we want as much time at the end, so we need time saves now. So we're going to do a little trick I found with Wrath. So let's wait a second. We're going to put Wrath here pointed up. And it's still going to take him a minute to kill this guy, but it's going to be about 20 seconds faster than if we just used Valkyra. Let's ult now with Vortex to get some shields. And let's get ready. Let's go with Wukong. This is where Wukong takes a lot of damage, but we're ulting with Vortex, so it should help us. Let's get an ult with Estrid in 1 second. Clean this up. Perfect. And you'll see Wrath is taking his time, but it's happening, you know? He's getting it done. So he's doing it with like 6 minutes, 20-something seconds remaining. Typically, I would have like 6 minutes left, so it's a huge time save. So let's go there. We can quickly already get Dolores down. We're going to use her for the next thing. We wait. And as soon as these guys start moving, right when before they're about to start moving, we're going to ult with Dolores. And that's ulting early enough that she's ready for the boss phase, because we're like, this is the last round. There's kind of like two little parts to this last wave, the fourth wave, before the boss comes down for his middle appearance. You can get a little early trigger on Dolores now, and then she'll still be ready for the next one. So we'll go with Dolores. We'll go with Hollow. We can go with Valkyra. And now let's go with Wukong. Nice. So here's the other guy. Another speedster. So once we take out these guys, the guy is going to come back down. Let's get some shields from Vortex. Looking good. No one's dead. We love it. And you see Dolores is basically ready to come around again. Here comes the boss to the middle. Let's throw this on 1x so we don't mess anything up. We got these ballistas, but we're going to kill the boss fast enough that the ballistas should not just like straight up kill us. You see Wukong's ready. Do not ult with Wukong until Dolores is ready. Boom with Dolores. Make sure the defense break is up. Is that the defense break? I think that might be vulnerability. Hold on. Why is it not letting me? I can't click on it. What's going on? It's glitching on me. All right, whatever. Ult with Wukong. I'm assuming it is. I think it wasn't. No, it was magic damage taken. That's very annoying. We lost a few seconds there. That's what the defense break looks like. The arrow and the thing. That was really annoying that I can't click on it. But in the interest of time, let's keep going. 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Still a good spot to be at. Now we can quickly pick up Dolores already and unload Wrath. We killed the boss. Unload Wrath on here. That's the second time we face the boss. The third time will be the end of the battle, and there'll be nothing left to do except for unload on the boss. So we've saved a bunch of time so far. We should be in pretty good shape as long as not too many people die. We can stomach a couple deaths, but we don't want too many deaths. Hopefully there are no deaths. As soon as Wrath gets that kill, we're going to get a pickup. All right, let's go. And now we can just do a cheeky thing here. We can already place Isolde. She's going to give reductions to people and increase block. It can be the difference. You might as well, because there's a lot of time left in all these other guys. And I don't really want to use Dolores early again. So let's ult with Hollow here. Let's go with Volka. No red eyes currently, because we just came out of the boss phase. Let's go with Wukong. Let's go with Valkyra. Let's wait till we feel like we need those shields. We're okay for the moment. I'm 1xing it to see if we take a ton of damage anywhere. No, we're good. So no reason to waste a Vortex ult, because those can be really valuable unless you feel like you absolutely need it. Here comes a guy from the side. This is our cheeky little thing. We can get a couple quick buffs up from Isolde while we wait for Wrath. But Wrath is going to be ready in like 1 second. So we do the same thing we did before. Let's get Wrath here. Looks like Wukong's taking care of these guys. Let's ult with Wukong. And now we can start ulting with Estrid. Her range expands during her ult to this. So now she can start hitting those guys on the side. Now we keep an eye if we need to ult with Vortex. Let's get with the Hollow ult always for sure. We are going to ult with Vortex here to be safe. Coming with an AoE from Volka. Wrath's done. Pick him up. Let's get a Wukong ult. We're going to save Dolores if we can, and I think we definitely can. So we're not going to place her yet. We throw it back on 2x. Here comes some more nasty waves. We don't have any healer ults, so it could be tight here. We actually will get a little Isolde action. Let's get a little Valkyra. Throw it on 1x. I'm a little worried about Wukong, so I'm always keeping an eye on him. Ult with Wukong. All right, we can go with Hollow here. Valkyra's doing some big AoE. It helps. Let's wait for these guys to bunch up and see if we have to use Estrid's ult. There's a chance we don't, right? Maybe Wukong can take care of it. I think he can. So we're not going to use Estrid. We'll sit off of it. You see, time-wise, we're in a good spot, so we don't need to rush too much right now. We're doing good. This is either the last or the second to last wave. Now, this is going to be like kind of like a 1.5 wave again. You'll see what I mean. This is the perfect time to use a Wukong. And as soon as these guys are in Estrid range, then you better believe we're unloading with Estrid. All right, let's go. Let's go with Volka as well. We can get a cheeky little Isolde for some extra reductions and stuff. She's sharing that with everyone all around her, which is great. Let's go with Hollow, keeping an eye for Vortex. All right, we're looking really good. So as soon as this last bunch comes down, that's when we ult with Vortex to give some shields. Let's see if we can hold off on any ults. We can, because now here comes the boss, right? As soon as we take down these last few guys, we'll get a quick Wukong ult just to be safe, so he doesn't die. And now we're pretty good, okay? So what we can do here is pick up a Solda, excuse me, and now we can already get Dolores down. This is it. This is the moment. So you can see you max out at 18,408, but now this is the third and final real boss phase. This is when you're off to the races. So here he is. It's showtime, baby. We just don't want to die. Ult with Dolores. Now we're waiting for Wukong to line up, and we start unloading. And you can see we're going to have like nearly 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 20 seconds or something. So we're in pretty solid shape. Let's throw it on 1x just for that first Wukong ult. Make sure the defense break is up. I do not want to mess that up again. Where is my defense break? Come on, Estrid. Let's ult with Estrid. Really annoying RNG here with the defense break. It's just not landing. There it is. Okay, go. And now basically we're on full auto. And we just let this thing ride. With our double healing, we should be good that either no one will die or almost no one will die, even leaving these two ballistas up. And you can see, if you have even a minute left to put up 50K, you're in okay shape. We're doing it with like a minute 48, minute 50 seconds. So we're doing really, really good. We don't have to worry too much about the timing with the defense break and stuff anymore because we did such a good job earlier on in the battle. You might have to manual ult with Hollow over here, but you see, we're actually not just going to get 100K. Unless something goes wrong and like Wukong dies or Estrid dies, we're going to get way over 100K. So my record with this comp was 135. And yeah, you'll see the gear is quite good. The artifacts are quite good, but oh my God, can you swap out so many of these heroes? Someone like Estrid, you can use even on like an endgame account. She's that good for this fight. But all of these other guys, Volka's really nice, but like Valkyra can come out. Certainly Deimos can come out. You could easily replace Dolores with Constance, who would be the best in this fight by a mile. We just up to 128K now. You can see we're blowing by it. For Vortex, Pharisee would be so much better. For Hollow, Elwyn would be so much better. I'll go into the gallery and actually explain all of that to you in a second. But I just want to show you, look at that. I might even beat my old top record with my main team. Kind of perfected this fight. Can we get 150? 150, baby. Free to play comp. Pretty dang happy. So I'm going to take you through it very quick. As I said, I don't want to spend too much time on it because TLDR, my gear's good. My artifacts are good. But then I want to go to the gallery and explain all the substitutions, okay? So there we go, 150-something K, 158K with our little free-to-play squad. Not too shabby. Let's claim our sweet rewards. I can finally lock that in after 2 hours prepping this. Let me show you the team, all right? So let's start with our Nightmare units. So we have Wukong. Wukong's in some of the best gear on my account, but I still don't use like my absolute best. I tried to make it okay. But you can see some nice Soulbound Arcana, nice Warlord. I actually just got his, I literally just pulled another copy, so I got his exclusive promo too, but we all got his exclusive for free. Volka, you do not need Cruel Fate. I just like it. You could totally put it in a Lunacy Visor or an Eye of Sin or a, what's the Watchguard's Ambition if you want a legendary option. But obviously pretty intense gearing. Right, that's what we're doing. You can see some nice Infernal Roar. The gear requirement drops amazingly if you use other heroes. Those are our two, and then we've got our two epics. So we've got just some random Ageless Wrath on Wrath, and then he's in a Lunacy Visor. For the strat, he can have a base promo to Lunacy Visor, but you're gonna want that A5 so he can heal himself back up. And then Deimos is in some Soulbound Arcana, pretty good set. Wicked Vengeance on the left, and I've got him in a nearly maxed out Shattered Hilt. Let's go now to our Northerners. You can see here we got Valkyra. She's in some nice Infernal Roar with some Annihilating Might. And then she's got a maxed out Eye of Sin. If we continue along, here we've got Vortex. I'm looking for HP and attack speed. Then third, and very much third, I'm looking for heal effect. So you can see the theme. We got him in Invig, and then we've got some Life Force. And then I believe our other units here would be a Solda, who really didn't end up doing anything, but if you want her for the contingency, tanky build, nothing more to it. Get her in a Bastion Ring. Does not need to be maxed out. And then Estrid. Estrid's just a freak. You could definitely run her in Soulbound Arcana. I thought this was a slightly more accessible. We went for some attack speed, but you can definitely run her in some more attack bonus. And there you go. That's going to be Estrid. I ran her in a Lunacy Visor. You definitely want that one extra block and the extra healing. Otherwise, for me, she was dying and people were getting through. So it helps you in two ways. I think that covers everybody except for Hollow and for Dolores. Hollow's in a typical Hollow build. Lots of attack speed, lots of attack. Wanted her really fast. I got her really fast. You could go slower, but then maybe you need more attack or more heal effect. I've got her in a maxed out Elysian Epitaph. And then we have got Vortex over here. He's going to be with HP bonus, attack speed, HP bonus. Oh, I already showed you Vortex. Excuse me. We've got Dolores over here. My mistake. She's in a typical Dolores build. I took her out of her standard Wings of Grace with her exclusive, which would be better. I thought this was slightly more accessible. We're looking for attack bonus with flat attack and HP bonus. Same thing over and over. And then here, attack bonus with HP bonus, and then attack bonus with HP bonus and flat attack. And like I said, she's in a Tumultuous Hornet. It increases her initial rage. It makes the cycling, especially for that first encounter with the boss, so much better. All right, let's go down the line in the gallery. This is the hope. This is the point. Let me know if you made it to this point in the video. This is the part of the video that is by far the most important, because I'm going to tell you who you can use, because you might not have the gear I have, and you might want to use better heroes. So let me help you. Let me make it easier. Salazar, I don't think is very good. I tried him. I didn't like it. If you want to do the bursty phase, Zealot 2 is goated. You could run her with like a Pyros Twin Fiend thing and then bring your Dolores or bring your Diao Chan, and it's fantastic. That's really for nuking the boss. She also has a great range. Valkyra is obviously great. Ares is a solid option for the defense break if you need another way to get it. Arrogance is top tier for this fight. If you have him, please use him. On my actual runs, I use him, and he's a god. He can literally do everything. Ymerit is phenomenal. Abomination is okay, but I would stay away from it. What else do we have? Lugaru's pretty good. You could use him as like a better version of Deimos, how I use Deimos. So nice for direct damage on the boss. Who else do we have? Elder would be okay for this fight, especially if you put him in a Lunacy Visor. He could do the job Deimos was doing. If we continue on, Ardia is probably the best character in the entire game for this. If you where that Valkyra role is or where the Estrid role is, Ardia is unmatched. Helga is quite good for this. She totally works. She can do that Deimos single target role. Or I mean, she could also do the Sung Wukong. She probably wouldn't be your top DPS. That would have to be someone like an Arrogance, maybe even a Lugaru. There'd be options. Uriden's pretty good for this as long as you can make sure he doesn't die. You have a lot of time in between, so you can use Potent Surges. Magnus, not so much. Admiral Claw is pretty good for this. Lust is fantastic. Lust can do both roles, the single target role and not the full AoE. You'll still need 2 AoEs, but she does add some extra specialness with her unique range. Valderon is completely goated. Top tier for this. Magda, completely goated, better version of Valkyra. She's giving that support buff and everything. Crazy consistent AoE, penetration and damage increase to everybody. Thalon is unbelievably good at this, also better than Valkyra. If you're seeing this in the future, Lubu is phenomenal. Lord Phineas is really good for the Sung Wukong role or the Deimos role, the single target role. Xena, if you want to cycle, if you have one extra spot, but she can't be a permanent on-the-field unit. Kagiri is unbelievable. He can do the Wukong or Deimos role. Eris is top tier, better than Valkyra for that Valkyra and Estrid role. Callista is phenomenal. She can do the Estrid job. Obviously, Wukong's the GOAT. And then Twyla is unbelievable for doing that single target Deimos Wukong job. So I use Twyla instead of Deimos in my actual runs. So there you go. Those are your fighters. Those are your DPSers. You can use platformers, but that's not the strategy I'm teaching you in this. If you want to talk about healers now, because that's basically the other thing. Actually, before I do, we have to talk. Constance is so by far the best inspiration hero for this because she's blocking people, she's buying you space and time, and she's giving enough inspiration. You don't need that much. She helps you burst down the boss fast enough. Those first 2 things are easy enough. She's so much better, in my opinion, than Diao Chan and Dolores. Then if we actually go to the healers, I still think Diao Chan is better than Dolores because you don't have to pick her up. You can just toggle her. When you need those bursty DPS moments, you use it. Otherwise, you go to damage reduction, and she's crazy. She is phenomenal. Let's actually go to the healers. So that's inspiration covered. And then you want to talk about actual healing. Leia, much better than Hollow for this with the damage boosting and that big range during her ultimate. Elowen is the best healer in the game for this. For that Vortex side, the shields are nice, but Pharisie's AoE mitigation plus inspiration is better. Aelin is better with her mitigation, her crazy AoE heals. Those would be your top options. You could get away with Eunomia, especially if you're running a different strategy with like a Praetus team. And there you go. I think we've covered all our bases. So you can see I gave you a lot of options and a lot of roles. If you have more questions, you can let me know in the comments. But a lot of times when I make a guide like this, people are like, oh, my gear's not that good. It kind of pisses me off. That's so not the point of the guide. I'm trying to show you the baseline heroes, and then you put in your good heroes, your goated heroes. I'm sure some of you guys have some great substitutions I just mentioned, and then all of a sudden the gear requirement plummets. If you're bringing in Pharisee or Aelin or Diao Chan, and then you've got Elowen, you've got some crazy options, you'll be absolutely cooking. If you can bring Arrogance instead of Deimos, it gets literally like 50% easier. So don't worry, guys. I really hope that helped. This guide I thought would take me 20 minutes to make, and it took me 2.5 hours. So if you appreciated it, please subscribe to the channel and please like the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I've been Fastidious. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.